Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Engine Builder Show. In this show, we are privileged to have our host, Gabe Arnold, share lessons out of his personal experience from his entrepreneurial journey, and hopefully, these lessons and tips can help you in yours. And not only that, these lessons can also be applied in your personal life as well. Just to let you know, this show is brought to you by Business Marketing Engine. If you want to improve and grow your business, then you definitely have to check out businessmarketingengine.com. And now, without further ado, let's see what Gabe has in store for us today. Gabe?
Thanks, Jethro. Good morning, everyone. This is episode 4, which I'm quite excited about. I really enjoyed doing the show this week, and we'll continue to do this for many weeks to come. And today, I want to talk to everyone about the 3 reasons why your business most likely has cash flow issues. And I know for me, starting out as an entrepreneur in my teens, I didn't really understand or realize all the different things that went into having a steady and growing business. And but over the years, as I've learned, as I've kind of failed, grown, learned, applied things, and been successful, I've started to see a pattern of what works. And I think the interesting thing about business and being an entrepreneur and being a leader is most of the time the most quote unquote like revolutionary things in our business are pretty simple. They're not sexy, they're not flashy, they're not the things that always draw a ton of attention, but they are the things that actually work consistently. And so the 3 things that I've consistently seen in my own business and life and in the clients that I work with is one of the first thing is inconsistent marketing. And this happens to all of us when we get busy, or when we're starting up, or when we're just don't have a consistent marketing engine built for ourselves. But we typically, or I know in my case, like I would land a big project and then I would get busy with that project, and I would obviously focus on delivering great results and taking good care of my client, as I should and as you should when you have new projects come in. But it's easy to, in that moment, lose focus on the fact that if we don't consistently market, then when we're done with that big project or that job or whatever came in, then we're going to hit a dry spell because we weren't consistent in our marketing. And so regardless of what marketing channel you choose, in my opinion and experience, it's really important to just be consistent in whatever you do, whether that's doing cold calling, whether that's doing direct mail, Facebook ads, email marketing, Google ads, SEO, radio. We could go on, the list of all the options we have in marketing these days. But whatever you choose, be consistent in it and get really consistent in one channel first. One of the easiest things I found, and honestly, one of the most affordable things for most folks, is to do email marketing, because you can get your clients' emails when they sign up with you. It's very easy and relatively affordable to have email marketing software where you can put out a newsletter, and just being consistent, even just starting at a weekly basis, is going to keep you top of mind with your client and your prospects and your audience. The other thing that's very simple and very effective is posting on social media. One of the reasons why I decided to get back into doing my daily lives is because I've watched a good friend of mine and mentor, Ray Higdon. He's done daily video for over a decade now, and it's been a huge part of people knowing who he is and his brand growing and his business growing. And so there's never, in my opinion and experience, there's never really a reason or an excuse that we can say, oh, I can't market consistently because I can't afford it, I don't have time. All of us have the same 24 hours, obviously. It's a matter of setting up routines that support our consistency. And there's so many free options that you can start with that will help you build up. And then ultimately, as you want to go faster and grow your business, then you can bring a marketing person on your team, or you can hire an agency, a firm like us, and obviously we'd be glad to help you there. But the key is just consistent marketing. So if you're having cash flow issues, look at your marketing. Are you being consistent there? The second thing is, and I had to learn this the hard way because I ended up losing my first business. I was in the home services space for quite a few years. And when the housing market crashed in 07 and 08, I ended up losing a multi-million-dollar business. And that came down to a couple of reasons. One, some of my customers' credit lines dried up, which then I got stuck for money, which is the trickle-down effect of cash flow issues there. But on top of that, I wasn't really as financially intelligent or, sophisticated as I could have been. And so after that happened, I made the commitment to myself that I was going to become financially intelligent. I was going to practice, things like budgeting. I was going to plan ahead. I was going to really start to develop a better relationship with money. And unfortunately, if you have a leaky bucket, there's no amount of water that you'll put into there that will stick. It's going to leak out. And one of the leaks that I see, in with startups, with some established older businesses, is they don't have a really firm grasp on their financials. And so there are multiple resources on that front. If anybody wants any resources or support there, just drop a comment, and myself or one of the team members will give you some resources that we can point you to. While we are not, financial advisors or the financial experts, we have some really great partners and resources and books and things that I've used that have been really helpful for me on that front. And once I made the commitment to become financially intelligent, to start managing my money and budgeting it, everything changed. It was like I gave myself, 100% raise. And you don't even have to have more revenue coming in when you make that shift and that change, even in your personal life. Because that's where I actually started, in my personal life first, and then in the business. When you start to focus on how can I become more financially intelligent, how can I budget and manage my money in a way that each dollar has a job, and I'm pre-planning for things that are happening. When you start to approach it in a proactive manner like that, it's amazing what happens. It's amazing how your life changes, how you have more money in the bank, your stress goes down, you're able to invest in things, you're able to grow your team. There's just so many amazing benefits from making that decision. And it really does just come down to a decision. You may not be great at the numbers today, but in a matter of just a few months, you can be in a position where you really understand your finances better and are just in such a better place of freedom and power, honestly, having all that at your disposal. So this is the second thing. And then the third thing, which I last week I was harping on a couple of my friends about this, is you're probably not charging enough. If you have those first two things nailed down, you're consistent in your marketing, you are budgeting, and you have financial intelligence, and you're growing, and you have, the right type of support vendors and tools and software in place for your financial management. If you're still struggling with cash flow, then odds are you're probably not charging enough. And I've said this for years, and we'll say it again here. If you're an established business and you have a few dozen customers, if you were to double your prices today and lose half your customers, then you'd be in better shape, because you'd be more profitable, you'd be able to work less, you would have less to deliver, you'd have a higher profit margin. And I think that one of the challenges that comes when we become entrepreneurs is we start to carry forward into our entrepreneurial journey, like past, money mindset baggage. We either, I think there's a lot of different places on the spectrum that we can be in that mindset. But some of us grew up really poor or with really, really frugal parents. And so we don't invest enough. We don't spend wisely. We don't actually spend enough to keep growing. Others of us didn't have any financial management or, control or budgeting, as a good example, which I had that too, honestly. And then we think we can just sell more to get ahead. And we don't actually realize the fundamental pieces of what it takes to be successful and keep the cash flow at a stable place, have cash grow in the business, and be profitable. And so I would encourage you just to take a good look at, what you're pricing, how long is it taking you to deliver it? If you're a service-based business, or if you're if you're retail and you're selling, products, and take a look and say, am I really charging enough, or is there room for more, profit margin here? Would it be better for me to have less orders, but at a higher profit level? And those are things that you can start to look at yourself. And then it's always a great idea to bring in a CPA, a bookkeeper. It's great to get support on those fronts. And that's really what's going to help you make the best decisions. One of the most profitable decisions I ever made was hiring my friend Tim Petrie, who owns HD Davis. He's one of the primary partners there. And when I brought him in, I instantly started making more money. I ended up, more profitable. I wasn't worried about, the finances. I knew they were done right. And I saved substantial amounts of money and my taxes every year because I had a professional doing it, somebody that was their focus. And so, regardless of what stage you're at in business, I highly encourage you to go get a CPA. Doing your own taxes is a recipe for disaster. I did it, and it became a nightmare until I turned it over to somebody that was really good at it. And I lost a ton of money doing it that way. So there's a little bit of a side tangent there, but like I said, the third thing is, are you actually profitable? And if you don't know the answer to that, then get help. Talk to other people in your industry, talk to your CPA, talk to your team and get input on how long things take or what your actual hard costs are. Knowing our numbers as entrepreneurs is just absolutely one of the things that can help us be successful in the long run. So again, kind of to recap, the three things that I've seen over the years that are probably the biggest factors in when a business is struggling with cash flow is inconsistent marketing, which again doesn't have to be super expensive or difficult. You just need to be consistent. The second thing is not having financial intelligence and budgeting what you do have coming in, and those again are very solvable problems. And I can share any of those resources with anybody on the personal front or the professional front in the business that you need help with. And then the third thing is most likely you're probably not charging enough. I would say 8 out of 10 people that I meet with initially when I'm coaching or consulting them or talking to them about a project, they're not charging enough. And so it's really difficult to grow anything if your margins are super low or non-existent. You're actually losing money on some of the projects and the work that you do. So I appreciate everyone tuning in today. And of course, if you have any questions, reach out. We love helping our clients, grow and build their businesses through, consistent marketing and things that are a right match for the season that they're in business. And so reach out if you have any questions and we would love to help you. Jethro?
Thank you, Gabe. And that's it, everyone, for today's episode on the Engine Builder Show. We are so grateful that you took time out of your day to listen and learn how to make sense of the entrepreneurial world and learn how to apply Gabe's thoughts and strategies to work for your success. Again, for unique business marketing solutions that we will grow and help you grow, head to businessmarketingengine.com. And we'll see you again tomorrow. See you,
Thanks,
everyone.
everyone.